Hi everyone, this is Dr. Jacobs, and this is a recording for Module 2 of the Mental Health Practice class at the VCU School of Social Work. Today we're going to talk about stigma and the intersection of stigma and mental health. So stigma was initially described by Irving Goffman in 1963. He identified stigma as any characteristic or attribute by which a person was devalued, tainted, or considered shameful or discredited. Subsequent work in this area was influenced by the work of Goffman, and the concept of stigma has been explored in many contexts and cultures. Stigma is strongly influenced by culture and contextual value systems that differ over time and over contexts. However, most authors agree with Goffman's basic definition, which identified the main element of stigma as labeling, stereotyping, social isolation, prejudice, rejection, ignorance, status loss, low self-esteem, low self-efficacy, marginalization, and discrimination. So, as just mentioned, stigma refers to negative attitudes, beliefs, and stereotypes that people may hold towards those who experience, in this conversation, mental health conditions. Stigma can prevent or delay people from seeking care or cause them to discontinue treatment. I'm going to talk about 3 different types of stigma. We're going to talk about self-stigma, which comes from within the person. We're going to talk about public stigma, and we're going to talk about structural stigma. So let's begin with public stigma. Public stigma refers to the negative attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors that a society or a community holds towards individuals with a mental health diagnosis. It's a form of social stigma where negative stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination are directed towards people with a mental health diagnosis. This can manifest in various ways, including, as mentioned, stereotypes, emotional reactions like fear or anger, and discriminatory actions like exclusion from social groups or employment opportunities. So the next one we're going to talk about is self-stigma. This is the internalization of negative stereotypes and prejudices associated with mental illness, leading individuals to believe and act on these harmful narratives. This can result in low self-esteem, reduced self-efficacy, and feelings of shame and hopelessness. This is a significant barrier to recovery, and it impacts various aspects of life, including social interactions, employment, and mental health treatment. The Internalized Stigma Mental Illness Inventory measures self-stigma using 4 categories, including alienation, stereotype endorsement, discrimination experience, and social withdrawal. And the last one we're going to talk about is structural stigma. This is really quite damaging and dangerous for individuals with lived and living experience of mental health problems and illnesses or substance use. While it often occurs unknowingly through implicit cognitive biases, it expresses the inequities embedded in the fabric of our social institutions, organizations, and shared ways of thinking and acting. In healthcare, structural stigma occurs when laws, policies, practices result in the unfair treatment of people with lived and living experience. Such unfairness leads to inequitable access and a lower quality of care for these individuals, whether their concerns relate to physical health, mental health, or substance use. I've seen this happen as someone who was the director of a hospital. I watched the devaluation and the othering of mental health and substance misuse health compared with physical health within healthcare delivery, governance, and training systems. So I saw this structural stigma very much present. So I understand that this slideshow is brief, but I believe that many of you have been learning about stigma in school so far. So I just wanted to give a quick overview on stigma. All right, thank you so much.